button. We've gone
Yes!
live. Yay! Sorry, I had a momentary panic when the go live button was like just hiding at the bottom of the page, but we are live. I'm assured of this. I've got a little thing that says that we're live. So we are live. And welcome to Glossop Improv Makes the Scene with
Robin Wiggs.
Robin Wiggs. Wonderful. We're so glad to have you here with us, Robin. We have had 18 suggestions for this scene. So choose a number between 1 and 18.
I'm going to go with 7, please.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, lovely. It's from Marie DeWall. Oh, lovely Marie.
Hello, Marie.
Hello, Marie. Yeah.
And the suggestion is lion.
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 Lion. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think if we stay still, that's probably the best move.
Well, what about looking them in the eye?
Oh, no, don't look it in the eye. Just avert your gaze. If you pretend it's not there, then it'll pretend that you're not there.
Right. Well, I thought that was good advice. So I'm pretending to read a book.
Yeah.
I'll let you deal with it, okay?
Yeah. I'll just pretend to be on a call. Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to pretend to call you back.
Bill. Is his name Bill?
Hello, Bill.
Hello.
You're right. It's Bill.
Oh my God, it is Bill. I heard that this Bill's an odd one. Bill only talks in sayings. Like, this is why I had the book with me. I was told that he responds only to sayings. Have you got any sayings up your sleeve there, Susan?
Bill, look before you leap.
I like visitors like you. Make peace, not war.
When he says like, does he mean like to have for lunch or like to have as pals?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Now, which one of you is the most succulent?
Oh, I'm not succulent at all. I'm very bony. Very bony.
Oh, bony.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Bill.
Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Cooking makes me think of food.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Many hands make light work.
Bits.
Not many people visit me with sayings these days. That's why I'm so hungry, to be honest with you.
Bill, we were going to ask you what you were doing outside, out of your enclosure. Oh, how's that in saying? A lion out of its enclosure is a lion that is open to veganism.
I've not heard that one before. It must be one of those new sayings. You're new people, so I'll excuse it on that basis. But I'm excited by new faces. And as you say, you are bony.
Very.
I did eat Stanley earlier on, but he was very small. He's been my keeper for years, so he you see, I ran the poor fellow ragged, and then one day he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. This morning, actually, and I ate him.
Oh.
I used the keys. I have particularly deft paws, and now I'm out and about in the enclosure. But it is 2:30, so I think he's mostly digested, which explains why I'm still partially hungry.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Here's an apple.
Oh, but make sure you don't bite the hand that feeds you, Bill.
Only fools and horses work.
You see, what's confusing me now, this may be because I'm slightly hungry, but what's confusing me now is that the hand that feeds me is now my own paw.
Oh, then do bite the hand that feeds you.
You want me to bite my own paw?
If the cap fits, wear it.
Better a lion for a day than a lamb for a life?
Susan, he's distracted. What do we do?
I think we should. I don't know. Maybe we can encourage him to change his ways.
He's finished the apple already.
Maybe this is a turning point.
Oh dear.
Maybe we can move him away from meat to more, organic vegetable.
Oh, he's pacing. Hi! Better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Exactly. You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. So be nice, and people will want to be your friend.
You two seem like good friends to each other.
Oh, a friend in need is a friend indeed.
Oh, beggars can't be choosers. Oh,
sorry. That's not very nice, Charlotte.
Sorry, Susan. That came out. That came out. Oh, better late than never.
I'm detecting a rift in your friendship. I'm detecting that maybe one of you likes the other more than the other one likes the other one. I'm not using too many words there.
Well, love is blind.
Familiarity does breed contempt.
Oh, there's no accounting for taste.
If you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas.
A bad workman blames his tools.
Idle hands are the devil's plaything.
All's fair in love and war. Bill, does the end justify the means?
Before we proceed further, I'd really like to know your names.
I'm Charlotte.
Hello, Charlotte.
I'm Susan.
Hello, Susan. Charlotte, when you say does the end justify the means, are you talking about the reasons for your friendship with Charlotte?
Well, actions speak louder than words. And I always have Susan's back, Bill. I always have her back.
Blood is thicker than water.
Well, fine words don't butter any turnips. Or is it parsnips?
That one I had not heard.
Oh, you must be an African lion. This is lions who live in Chester Zoo know this one.
Well, all this psychological inquiry is making me work up quite a hunger, I have to say. So, right, I think one of you is going to have to offer up something for me to eat, or I'm going to have to wolf down one of you at this point.
I'd like a Charlotte.
Oh, et tu, Susan, et tu.
Well, this is quite the development, isn't it?
Nice guys finish last.
Oh, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Bill, have you ever tried spare ribs? Because that requires a bony person.
Oh, that sounds like an intriguing proposition. I've had to say I'm slightly invested in the friendship between you two now, and I'd like to understand the root of this dissension between you. I have to say my intellectual curiosity is overtaking my physical hunger. No, I'll just go over here and sharpen my claws for a moment and give you a few seconds to think about it, eh? I'll give you a little time.
Well, right. That apple is laced with a lot of it's laced with a lot of
The sedative. You put the sedative in it, right?
Yeah, I did. So he's gonna fall asleep in 5 minutes, and I've phoned animal services, the front of the gate. Like, yeah, so they're on their way. But
Stitching time saves 9.
yeah, well, jack of all trades, master of none, eh? That's us.
But be careful. Still waters run deep. He could wake up at any moment.
Susan, did you really want him to eat me?
No, of course not. You and I, we're birds of a feather.
A man is known by the company he keeps.
Exactly. We've known each other since we were tiny. Give me a boy of 7, I'll show you the man. We've been together all this time.
But you've shown yourself to be spineless. Does that mean I'm spineless? He's talking in his sleep. Oh.
Spare rib.
Back away.
Okay.
Spare rib.
Oh God, he's into spare ribs now.
Sticky sauce.
Do you think maybe he'll do a bit of Shakespeare?
Sticky sauce. I'd got my eating hat on. Oh dear.
Hi, Susan!
What a terrific disappointment. I was starting to enjoy those two on an intellectual and hunger basis. Oh well. Suppose I'd better look for what's left of Stanley's feet. I remember I left them somewhere about. And when I've got my eating hat on, it feels a bit rude not to. Waste not, want not, eh?
And scene! Oh, brilliant.
I like that lion.
Oh, what a lovely lion. I love that he was enjoying us on an intellectual level.
Yeah, it's like he was curious. He was curious. I like that. Yeah.
Brilliantly played, Robin. Really.
Thanks, Robin. That was so cool.
I'm not sure I've ever been a lion before, so that was really cool.
It's pretty good. We've never had a lion on the Glossop Improv scenes, have we?
You are our first lion.
We've been eels. We've been eels, but not lions.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was so much fun.
And with such restricted space as well. Like at least we could like back away. Couldn't we? But you had to pace.
Yeah. Which is a natural behaviour for a lion in captivity, I would think.
Yeah.
So that's so it's okay.
It works out. It works out. He was pacing because that's what he does all the time.
Yeah, he has to work off all the intellectual energy and so forth as well.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your improv journey. Sort of how did you start out?
Oh, okay. So I went to I saw this show above a pub by Ostentatious, who did the improvised Jane Austen novels in 2013, and I was like, what the hell is this? This is bonkers. This is amazing. And so then I read Keith Johnston's Improv while I was on holiday later that year, and then I just started taking classes. So I think it was either the end of that year or the beginning of the next year. And then it just sort of carried on that way, basically. First with a place called the Spontaneity Shop, and then Hoopla in London, and then the Nursery in London, and then a lot at the Nursery. And then when the Nursery opened a theatre in London, and we performed with a group called Swipe Right, and we did a bunch of shows there, and then we did our first last year or the year before last. The time sort of slips away because of the sort of the lockdown and everything. So, but I think it was either the year before last we did our first full hour-long show as part of Improv Fest. No, 1 hour. No, 1 hour. When I said full hour-long show.
Full.
Yeah. No, 4 hours. I've never done a marathon or anything like that. I'd like to do one day, but so we did, and that was weirdly, although I remember being incredibly nervous about it on the day. It was actually, weirdly enough, the easiest hour on stage I've ever done. Funnily enough. And then we were all set to take that show to the Camden Fringe, and then of course everything else happened, and so we couldn't do that. So then I suppose, and I also was doing a 2-prov at the time as well, called When X Met Y, which is all about 2 people meet, and then you go back and you change a detail in that meeting, and then you replay it and see how their lives would have diverged. But it was always we always did it in quite a sort of, I don't think we ever did it in more than 20 minutes, more than a 20-minute set. So it was sort of just finding its, it was difficult to find out what exactly it was in that time space. But
it sounds like kind of like New Choice in hindsight.
Yeah. It is kind of like that. Yeah.
It requires a bit more. You have to hold on. You have to recall a lot, don't you? Because then you have to think about all the butterfly effects from that one early change. Or something. Oh, it sounds like a proper activity. That.
Yeah. It was very heavily. Well, I suppose it's just as heavily structured as you wanted it to be, or want it to be, really. Yeah. And then at the moment, so I've met a bunch of people on the internet, and we're putting together a sort of dystopian show at the moment, which seems yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. We started getting together on Wednesday nights and putting together these narratives, and they all seem to take this sort of dystopian bent. So we thought, oh, okay, well let's try and put this into something that we could do somewhere. So we've got a coach starting, I think, week after next, and and then we're going to sort of hone it into something we can put online.
Oh, brilliant!
So that would be fun.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way of it, is like whatever your group naturally gravitates towards, like that's your thing. I think sometimes like setting out with a really like set idea of like, we want to do this.
Yeah.
And then not allowing yourself to kind of deviate naturally from that is like, that's much more difficult than kind of going, well, this is the sort of scenes that we tend to play. These are the sort of formats that work for us. These are the sort of themes that always kind of come out. So let's explore those.
Yeah, you have to just follow the kind of group joy, don't you? Follow the shiny thing or whatever your terminology is. You know,
The carrot.
the carrot. Oh, I haven't heard of the carrot before. That's
Well,
nice.
I just that string with a carrot in front of it. I'm just mixing my idioms up. That I really am learning. It's a work in progress.
That was really cool. I was amazed at how many of those you could come up with.
Oh, I had a script. Jess is more impressive. She's doing this from her.
I've got a bit of a preoccupation with idioms and phrases and things. I find them fascinating, particularly when you hear ones from other countries and other cultures.
Yeah.
And they're so often like they're totally different references, but they mean exactly the same thing. Like there's I think it's either Swiss or French one. I don't know it in the original French, but it translates to he's standing next to his shoes, meaning he's making no sense, which I just love. Yeah. And so yeah, I love when kind of things.
The context of that, right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, yeah,
okay. So maybe it was a really, really cold day as well. So he's standing next to his shoes. So that makes even less sense. I heard the other day that that Scandinavians have no word for please, which and those things sort of tell you about you know, that they will go around it in lots of different ways. So say there's sort of like may I and can I and things like that. But apparently there's no sort of please, technical please. But it's interesting these things tell you about the mindset of the individual countries, isn't it?
Of the culture, yeah. The Greeks didn't have a word for blue or something like that. I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, the color. I forget why. I read it somewhere, so I'm no longer. So I read books like that all the time, and I've got like level 2, which is spilling the beans on the cat's pajamas.
I need to borrow these books from you when you.
Yeah. It's full of nuggets of like, wow, it's amazing. And it's every time I see pajamas spelled with a Y, it still kind of jars me.
Oh yeah, because it's spelled with an A, like so many other places.
Yeah.
What's the story behind the different spellings between the Y and the A?
Just a British American thing, as
Oh,
far
is it? Oh, I never realised that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Americans spell it with the A and British spell it with a Y. But yeah, I think it's taken for granted here that it's just how it's spelled. And yeah.
Because you were coming up with so many brilliant phrases. I suddenly thought my brain just drew a blank completely on any, and so the only one I came up with was right at the end, which is waste not, want not.
That was so perfect.
It was brilliant. It was needed.
Yeah, I just thought I just thought, well, this lion really enjoys hearing them, but he doesn't actually say them. So I just decided, let's just make that a thing of this lion, because I can't think of a single one.
That was a perfect ending, because I was sort of thinking like, oh, when do we end this scene? Because it was, you know, because your character was sort of sleepy and, you know, could be awake or asleep or whatever. I thought this could run and run, but there's going to be a moment. There's going to be a very clear moment. And then when you said that, I was like, that's it.
It's brilliant. Yeah, you turned off your camera basically the same time you said the scene. So it was like a natural end, wasn't it, to the scene?
Cool.
So have you got anything coming up that you want to promote, or any groups that you would like to give a shout out to?
I do. So I do regular Monday evening workshops with Dingbats, who I really enjoy. Is run by a guy called Ed Pithy, and I've been doing those every day, every Monday since the beginning of the lockdown. He started doing online, and it's because it's not sort of my local improv group, but it's an improv group near to where my dad used to live, and so when I used to go and visit him, I used to go and do like a workshop there. But yeah, I just sort of gravitated. So they're really cool. Anyway, so I'd like to point that out.
Fantastic.
In terms of promotion, not until we have this actual show locked down. But thank you for the opportunity.
Well, let us know, and then we'll be all over it.
Thank you so much for this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was lovely to have you. Well,
Thank
we will
you.
let you go about the rest of your Sunday now. Sekki and I are going to go off for a bit, and then we're going to rejoin for a jam with the Cambridge Impronauts later on today that Sekki may have forgotten about up until
I did not.
You just looked so surprised, like, oh, that's what I'm doing today.
She keeps me on an even keel, Robin.
Even keel, nice is another one. Okay,
I've been reading the books.
It's been lovely playing with you, Robin, and we hope to play with you sometime again. So we'll say goodbye to Facebook for now. Bye, Facebook.
Facebook.